Sounds noisy down here. Good morning, everybody. In case I forget, the pilgrimage is starting Ash Wednesday, but today there's already an introductory talk, and also tomorrow. And at least the YouTube is going to be available to you at 8 a.m. this morning with an introductory talk. If you want to see the real place where it happened, I can show you where the introductory talk was prepared. And you will be an insider with insider knowledge. And I'm also interested in going over there because I want to see how high the water has come. Although it will be harder to judge since it's wavier this morning and you would need to have a fixed level. Who's that over there? I'm trying to think. It's not my sister, so I don't think it's Kathleen. Who knows who it is? So you can see here it's a little bit more active. But the first step is almost covered. It was about an inch short yesterday afternoon, about 4 or 5 o'clock. So an inch and a half short. So I presume that if the water was calm, well, who knows? So that you have 3 steps, and that third one down there is almost covered. But obviously it's not completely because the water does go down below it. So there we are. So today we have the pilgrimage starts today. The pilgrimage introductions today, this morning at 8 o'clock, and also tomorrow there's an introductory talk, and then it really gets going on Ash Wednesday. The virtual pilgrimage on prayer. Today there's a beautiful prayer. It's the Psalm, like always, in the liturgy. This great book of prayers from the scriptures, from the Hebrew scriptures. That is so striking because of some of the verses in it that will take you by surprise. Maybe you have looked at it already. It's from Psalm 119, which is very long. In fact, the Hebrew version of that psalm has, I think that's Kathleen, is it? The Hebrew version of this psalm has verses that all start with a different letter. Each verse, every line of it starts with one letter. And so it's like the whole alphabet as a letter for each section. It is Kathleen. And she obviously wasn't aware of me here. Kathleen, today is the big day. You know, they couldn't hear you there yet because of the noise. So
yes, it's wind today, so it's hard to hear. There's 2 wonderful things happening today. The most important of the unimportant is that the Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl. Yes, I did watch the game. It was great.
Oh, I'm sorry for your troubles because...
And then, of course, the second half is we have our introductory talk beginning for our Lenten virtual pilgrimage of prayer. And so we all want to pray better this Lent. And so I invite you to join us on magdala.org. You can register or just find the introductory talk with Father Eamon and I on YouTube and Facebook. So Magdala English YouTube, and then Magdala Experience also on Instagram. So we hope you can join us. There's nothing like praying. I think that is the important thing of what's most important, which is our relationship with the Lord.
So thank you, Kathleen. It was good to see you here. I didn't know who it was, first of all, and then just walking along, I realized it was you.
Yes, I've been up for 5 hours watching the Super Bowl face, but I'm very happy.
When did it finish?
It finished at about 6 o'clock this morning.
You're kidding?
At 1:30 in the morning. And I am a big fan because my niece married a guy from Kansas. She's expecting a baby due on March 25th. And so we have a new little Chiefs fan coming along, as well as a Broncos fan, because we're Broncos fans from DNA. So, but again, the most important thing is that they're all very, very strong followers of the Lord. They love Christ Jesus, and they're also looking forward to growing in prayer, listening to the Lord, letting Him fill us with life, and fill them with life during this Lent. So I hope you can join us. We'll be going to Jerusalem.
God bless you. Thank you, Kathleen. So that's why Kathleen is there at this hour of the morning. She just finished the Super Bowl. Isn't that crazy? I don't have that kind of dedication for Super Bowls and football. But obviously, if you were raised in America and you were a Broncos fan, because she's from the Colorado area, we can understand these weaknesses. Well, congratulations to all the people in America who enjoy their football and around the world who are watching it. So let's get back to Psalm 119. And we're into verse around 60 something, I think, of the Psalm. And it says, "Be kind to me, Lord, and I shall live." It's a beautiful prayer. Be kind to me, Lord, and I shall live. But there's some really lines that give you something to chew on in this section of the Psalm. Before I was afflicted. What does afflicted mean? It means that I suffered in some way. I was afflicted. Afflicted is a bit more than suffering. It's like really serious suffering. To be afflicted with a disease, with an incurable disease, to be afflicted with a broken relationship. Those things don't get fixed quickly. To be afflicted with unemployment. To be afflicted with an addiction. Afflicted is kind of, it has a kind of a feeling of permanence, doesn't it? Oh, somebody was working here. They cut all these weeds. So it's opened up here a little bit more. Before I was afflicted, I went astray. I went astray before I was afflicted. What's going on? So when we're living in abundance and ease and comfort and everything is hunky-dory and we're doing fine, we go astray. Look at Solomon with all his gold. We had him last week. And all his wisdom and all the respect and honor he received from heads of state from far away. Before I was afflicted, I went astray. How many times a population in abundance and prosperity often becomes decadent. And a person or a population, a community or a family that goes through hard times. I know one family in Europe, a family very high standing socially, and the mother developed cancer in her head. And that family, and she's still alive, and this had happened before I met them. So I met them in, let me see, I'll tell you exactly, probably 1990. Or maybe 91 actually. Might have been 1991. So that means her cancer was over and she's still alive today. But she had very severe, or maybe it was like meningitis, something very severe in the head. Something very, very severe. But the family became a very prayerful family. And that family is extraordinarily blessed. Two of the children have beautiful families and lots of grandchildren for that couple. And one brother became, there was two brothers and a sister, and one brother became a priest. But they really clung together as a family and prayed and mobilized their whole family to pray for their mother. So there was a very serious affliction that caused great concern, and that led to a great, profound development of the spiritual life, which at the end of the day is the purpose why we're here on earth, for the spiritual life. Not really to build kingdoms because they disintegrate, to build houses, to build properties, to build investments. Why are we here? Why are we here? Before I was afflicted, I went astray. Isn't there an awful lot in that? I found this portion of the psalm to be very, very filled with wisdom. I must personally tell you guys that I actually have received a lot of blessings in moments of interior upset. Even these days, little things. Wow, look at this lady here. Quack, 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 quack. Quack, quack, quack. I wonder if she's towards the end of her tether. Quack, 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 quack. You're okay, lady. We won't bother you. And one of the very good things to do inside your heart is to have a little prayer, you know. Lord, I won't think badly. I won't interpret negatively. Something that can happen. I will accept it. I know you will straighten things out. Before I was afflicted, I went astray. But now I hold to your promise. And then there's another line here that's very strong. Wow. It is good for me that I have been afflicted. It is good for me that I have been afflicted. How can you say that? Can you say that with conviction? And I can say that with conviction. I personally can. Thanks be to God. It is good for me that I have been afflicted, that I may learn your statutes. God is love, an extraordinary love. an ever-patient love. In order to become godlike more and more, this seems to be the path for us people, as much as we don't like it. It is good for me that I have been afflicted. The law of your mouth is more precious to me than thousands of gold and silver pieces. Well, I mean, if you got 1,000 gold coins as a present, how would you like that? But the law of your mouth is to me more precious than thousands of gold and silver pieces. Can you really say that? Isn't that something? Wow, there's even another one. Hold on, watch this one. I know, Lord, that your ordinances are just, and in your faithfulness you have afflicted me. In your faithfulness you have afflicted me. All the material gains and joys and pleasures and honors, they are fleeting. They last for a second. They're fleeting like the field, the bird, the flowers of the field. And in themselves they're blessings, but sometimes our heart goes astray with blessings. Like poor Solomon. Poor Solomon, who was the richest man on earth at that time. Poor Solomon. So I think there's a lot to chew on there, and that's the backdrop, if you will, for the letter of St. James. Today we, in the 7th week of Ordinary Time, after all these weeks reading about the judges and the kings, now we switch over to the New Testament, but that's only going to last for 2 days because now Lent will interrupt the cycle of ordinary readings, and then during Lent we will have readings selected according to themes, not according to a continuous reading of the books of the Old and New Testament. So there'll be selected for prayer, for penance, for almsgiving and so forth. There'll be a different arrangement of readings. But there we have James today as our first reading. And then we have, and he's talking about the blessing of trials. So basically it's coming from that psalm. Let me read what he says here. Consider it all joy. Wow. Consider it all joy, my brothers and sisters, when you encounter various trials. For you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. And let the perseverance be perfect, so that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing. To be generous in front of the testing of God. That's just a great, great, great principle for spiritual life. People, we leave it like that for today. I wish you many, many blessings. See you later, alligators. Look how green it is up there. Isn't that beautiful?